Hello, hello, my friends, and welcome. Welcome to Tips and Tricks with IQ Designer or My Design Center. If you're out there, let me know by just giving me a shout out. Say hello, tell me where you're from. Oh, Marty, you made it with coffee. You're so lucky. I was running a bit late today, so no coffee this morning. So we'll see how I do. Hope you guys are all doing well. We'll just wait a couple minutes before I get started. I'll be right back. I'm going to go close my little door over here. I'll be right back. Okay. All right, I see a few friends joining us. Please let me know where you guys are joining from. I'd love to at least say hello to you. I see Marty's online. Thank you, Marty. Hi, Terry. Terry's from Michigan. Welcome. Good to see you. Today's project is actually just Dolores is from Alabama. Hello, Dolores. Today's project is inspired by a panel that we just recently got into the store. We're already thinking Halloween. Can you imagine? Hi, Patty. And so I decided to quilt the pan. It's a placemat, actually. It's not a panel. And so that's what I'm going to do. Hi, Connie. So I'll go ahead and turn the camera around in just a second and show you what I have. Just wait a couple more minutes. And I can't believe we're talking about Halloween and Christmas already. We've had that fabric actually in here since July. Believe it or not, it's crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, I'm just gonna wait a couple more minutes. Let's see if I can see you guys online here as well. Yep, I do. I do. All right, let me go ahead and change my cameras and then show you my project. So this, let me see here, let's turn it this way. All right, so here is my placemat. This is already stitched up, ready to go. This was just done on the sewing machine. Hi, North Carolina, hello. How do you pronounce your name? Deloise? Pretty name. Oh, Barbie panel, no Barbie panels, Marty. I wish. So this placemat here is one of 4 different placemats. So this was just kind of stitched on the machine already, turned and then top stitched. And then here's another one. Aren't they adorable? I'm going to show you all 4 of them. Let me change cameras. I think it'll be easier this way. So I'm going to go ahead. Oops, this is it right here. So these are the placemats that we just got, or the panel we just got. So let's see here. How can I show this to you? All right, so these are the 2 I just showed you. Or I guess are they? No, they're different. No, I didn't show you this. Oh my gosh. See, Marty, I do need my coffee. Okay, so here it is. These are 2 of the placemats. Aren't they absolutely adorable? And then you turn it over and you've got the other 2. So you get 4 different ones in one panel. Okay? And so what I'm going to do is show you how to quilt it. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways. And then what I basically did was I just ironed the panel on fusible fleece. And then I'm using my magnetic hoop to go ahead and quilt this. Okay? So I'll go ahead and turn my camera over to the machine side and we'll go ahead and show you how to do it. Alright, so woke up my machine here. Let me go ahead and show you the whole screen here. So what we want to do is, the first thing is I'm going to, of course, attach my hoop to my machine and I'm going to do a scan. So if you have the Solaris or the Luminaire, you can do a fabric scan and just scan your panel in. If you have the Altair Meridian Stellaire models, use the hoop that came with your machine and just take a picture with your phone using that app, and then you'll have your panel on your screen as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to the very top. I'm on IQ Designer, My Design Center, and I'm going to click on the scan image icon. And I get a pop-up that appears and it says image scan, line design, or illustration design. And I'm just taking a picture of what's in my hoop. So when I do that, I just click on image scan. And I'm going to click on the word scan, and then I'm going to say OK. So currently we are scanning. So there it is. It's going to scan my panel. So I'm doing the one that says Happy Halloween on the bottom. So the two ways I'm going to show you how to do it is, let's say you want to quilt around this entire design. On top of everything here, we're just going to do one big quilting pattern. That's going to be super easy to show you. And then the other option I'm going to show is, let's say you don't want to quilt on the pumpkins. And how do you go about doing that? So two ways that I'm going to show you how to do this. And then after the live class, I will put this panel on my website and the app, so if you're interested in the panel. And I'm also going to put this variegated thread. It's by Floriani, so if you're interested in that thread, I'll put that on as well. It's a variegated. It's got the pretty much the fall colors, and I think it would be perfect for this. All right, so we are done scanning. Let's go ahead and go back to the sewing machine screen. So there is my panel. You can see it's all scanned in. And so let's say I wanted to fill in everywhere here. Super easy to do. You can also, let's say you want to fill in, but you don't want to fill in along these borders here. You just want this in the center here. So there's a few ways to do this. So first thing I want to show you, there is an opacity icon here at the top. There we go. This opacity icon, you can make your image super, super dark and then super, super light to the point that it disappears. So you've got a couple of ways to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it in the middle. Now here's a little tip, my friends. You do not want to put it all the way to the far right, because when you do, whatever you do on your screen will not show up. Let me show you an example. I've got my pencil selected. Let me just change a color so it'll just be easier. So I've got my pencil selected, and let's say I draw a line here. You don't see that line on my screen. But if I were to make this go away, there's that line. So it's very deceiving. You don't think you drew anything, but in fact you really did. So when I keep my opacity icon, I usually hover around the middle. Sometimes I'll go a shade darker just to really see it, or I'll go back towards that middle. I don't ever go to the very end. So that's one little tip. Marty, yes, I will set that aside for you. So that's one thing. So the other thing is, so now let's say I want to quilt on the entire panel, this entire thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to my fill properties. It's this little piece of paper, and there's a little box behind it. I'm going to click on that, and that's where you have options. You can do basic stippling, which is always fun. Let's say for this exercise I do this stippling. So I'm going to go ahead and select stippling. You choose a color. I'm going to leave it as red, and I'm just going to say OK. And then here I'm going to click on this bucket or the cup icon for your fill, and then I'm going to click inside here. So this entire design is filled. Okay, the entire design is filled. Back up my camera so you can see it. 1 second, let me do one adjusting here. All right, so to actually look at this design, you can just go ahead and click on the word next, and you can see here that it's going to be filled in throughout the entire design. You can see all those stippling from top to bottom, and you can adjust your the distance between the stipple, making it bigger, etc. So that's one option, really easy to do that. And I've done that many times before. Something like this, I wouldn't really keep a small stipple. I would go over here to this middle icon, and it's called the spacing. And I would just make my spacing bigger so that it just makes larger stipple. And I'll show you what that looks like. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me see if I can zoom in some more. Oh, there we go. Let me make it a little bit bigger so you guys can really see that change. See how I just made it a really big stipple. So that's always fun, and that's a super easy way of doing it. And I just changed the this number here to 0.360, making it a really large stipple. So one option to do that. So, but let's say you don't want to do all that. So I'm just going to click on return, which is at the lower left hand corner. I'm back on my screen here. And I'm going to go ahead and clear this. So I'm just going to go and just say all clear at the bottom, and I'll just say okay. So everything has disappeared. So here's another little tip. Hey Doris, welcome. Here's another little thing. You don't have to rescan again. Once your image is gone, if you click on this fabric scan icon again, and you go back to your image scan, and then over here, instead of clicking on the word scan, you can click on the sewing machine icon. When you click on the sewing machine icon, look what's here. It's your last scan. Is that not cool? So you don't have to rescan your image every time. Pretty amazing. You click on that and click on the word set, and voila, you have your image. Okay, so that's another little trick. So now let's say I don't want it, I only want to fill in this section here. So you can actually fill the entire design and use the eraser to erase up here, or you can just draw a box. So I'm going to go over to my shapes icon, which is this guy right here, and I'm going to grab a square and I'm going to say okay. So my square is in the center of my screen, and then I'm just going to make the square pretty much as big as the space I need to fill. So I'm going to go and click on the word size. Normally I would go to my my keypad icon and type in numbers, but I don't know what numbers I really want. So I'm going to do this visually. I'm going to go and make this tall, and I'm going to make it a little bit wider, and I'm just visually looking at the machine, looking at the screen to see how big I want this box. So I'm going to go and make it a little bit taller. Now I can see I'm closer here than I am down here, so I'll just scoot this down a little bit, and then I'll continue making it bigger. And then I'll go ahead and make it wider. So this is my square, and then I'll say okay, but I don't want that line to stitch out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to my line properties icon and click on this no sew option, click OK, click on this bucket or cup icon, and then touch the outline. So the outline just turned gray instead of it being red. And then, for example, if I do that same fill, which is the stipple, it's going to fill right in this section, not my borders. Okay, so that's another way of doing this panel. And then what you would do is, again, you would click on the word next at the bottom of the screen, and then come over here, and that's when you can adjust the sizing, etc. Okay, so far so good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and click on return, and I'm going to click on all clear again. And I'm going to bring in my image again, because I'm going to show you another way here. So I'm going to go up to my image scan or fabric scan up here and click on image scan, click on my sewing machine, and bring in that last design again. All right, so there we have it. So now let's say I want to go and use a decorative fill. So you can go ahead and click on your fill property box, and you can click on your decorative or your fancy fill, and then you can click on the word select. And now you have options, right? You've got a lot of different fill options that you can use. So I'm going to show you how to just section off the panel, and I only want to embroider around the pumpkin, for example. So let's go ahead and pick a fill. I'm going to go ahead and pick this little crackle design. Kind of looks like Halloween, right? And I'm going to click OK. I'm going to leave the color as red, and I'm going to say OK. The bucket is already selected because we've been playing with it, and I'm just going to click inside here. So it's going to go over the entire design. Okay, so let's say that's fine. I'm okay with embroidering over everything, except I don't want to embroider on this pumpkin. So what I'm going to do is at the very top, remember the opacity icon we talked about earlier? I'm going to make it so that I can really see my pumpkin. Okay, and then I'm going to click on my eraser icon, and I'm going to make my eraser a really, really big size. I'm going to increase the number. Maybe I'll start at 50, maybe 60. Just, it doesn't really matter what the number is. You just want a big size. Okay? And now you're going to come in here and you're going to erase. Do you see how I'm erasing? Let me go ahead and zoom in. So I'm going to erase all inside. I was about to say all along, but not all along and not all inside, just inside. Just inside this pumpkin. There's two pumpkins here, so I'm just going to come in here and slowly erase. If you make a mistake, you can always do an undo. So you just want to come in here, and believe it or not, I find this process very therapeutic. I feel like I'm coloring, like back in the day, you know, when you were a child and you were coloring. I remember when my oldest son, when he was coloring, my mom used to always tell him, color inside the line. I could still hear her tone, still hear her voice saying that to him. Color inside the line, Faison, and he would do it. So I have a little bit of other stuff going on around here, and I really can't see what it is, so I'm going to make my opacity icon even darker. So here I can see that I have these little leaves as part of my design. I will just go ahead and erase because I don't think I needed to stipple, or not stipple, but do this fill design inside here. So I'm just going to come around. And then there's a cat here. So let's go ahead and do the same thing with a cat. We don't want it to fill inside this cat. There's another little leaf right here. Now I have a tail and a hat. Not a hat, but yeah, the little top of the pumpkin. So I still can't see. I'm going to go a little bit darker. And here it is right here. But maybe now my eraser option is a little too big. So maybe I need to size this eraser size just a little bit. Size it down. So I can come in here and go inside the tail. And then up here at this top, this little piece here. And then there's one more little thing over here. All right, so far so good. It looks pretty good to me at this end, but let's see what it looks like when we actually take it to the next page, because that's going to be the true test, because that's where you have your little preview. So I'm going to go ahead and say okay to close out that dialog box. So I'm at this screen here where I've gone ahead and erased, and I'm going to click on the next icon here at the lower right hand corner. And when I click on that, that's when I'll get to really see what it looks like. It's taking its time to process. And I will size my design. So here I'm going to go back up to, there is an opacity icon here. So I'm going to go ahead and go back so I can see I keep calling it a stipple, the actual stitch back here. You can see it now. Let me zoom in. So you can kind of see that. So this is what it's going to look like. It's going to do the fill all along here, but not inside here. Pretty cool, right? I could even say I don't want to do it over the words as well if I wanted to. Now, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Let's try it at 135%, see what it looks like. I do see that I have a couple of lines here. Oh, it went away, I think. Oh, that looks pretty good. So I had a couple little pieces here, and it went away just because I made the size bigger. Another way to check that is if you click on the link icon, you can see here, let me zoom in because that's kind of important. You can see here, all of these boxes here means that I have stitches here. I have some red lines still in here. So I better go back and clean that, otherwise it's going to do a couple of stitches inside and that's going to drive me nuts. So let's go ahead and let me zoom back out for you so you guys can see that. And I'm going to click on the return icon. So I'm kind of taking a note where I have these. I have one by the mouth, so you guys can remind me. I've got one by the mouth, a couple here by this left eye, and then on the top pumpkin, and then this one on the cat. So let's see if I can remember all that. So I'm just going to go back with my eraser, and I'm going to just come in here and erase. You can actually kind of see them. So I'm just going to just keep erasing just to kind of be sure. All right, then I'll go ahead and say next, and let's take a look. And again, you can't see it when you just click on the word next. Once it's processed, you have to click on that link icon. So if you click on the link icon, and I have just one right here, just a little guy here. So let me go ahead and erase that real quick. I would have never seen that. So the link icon is a cool little trick to be able to really see where your designs are stitching. So when I click on it one more time, there is nothing inside my design. Okay, so it looks pretty good to me. Anybody have any questions so far? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click on the word set, and I'm going to click on the word OK, and there is my design, and you can see the little blank hole there. And I'll click on the word embroidery, and it's about a 20-minute design. Oh, that's a long time. So let's go ahead and just start the design. In the meantime, while it's embroidering, I can talk to you a little bit. So I'll go ahead and change my camera. We'll watch it for a couple of minutes, and then I will go ahead and talk to you guys while it's embroidering. Welcome. Oh, this thread is looking really pretty. Just, I'm reading a comment, sorry, just give me a second here. Yes, Kathy, you can absolutely, it's on Facebook, so you can watch it anytime. I'm missing some comments, hang on 1 second here, I'm sending it back, okay. Oh, you know what, okay. Oh, Oh, thanks, Connie, for the feedback. So you know what it is? Let me think. I can mute something. Hang on. Is that a little better, Connie? You're welcome, Terry. Connie, let me know if that's a little bit better. You know how I've changed my settings in my studio, so I've got a camera. Oh, it is better? Okay, good. So that's what I'll do. I'll just have to make another note. You know what I'm going to do now? I think I've decided. I'm going to make a notebook of references because for different lives, that sounds better. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. I have a mic right by the machine, so when I'm facing the machine and talking to you, I can, you guys can hear me. And of course, now that you can hear me, you can hear the machine, right? So thanks for letting me know, Connie. Oh, fancy pants, that sounds better. Okay, perfect. So while the machine is doing its thing, you can kind of see it in the background there. I just kind of want to take a couple of minutes to talk about 2 big retreats that I'm doing in the fall. I've had people email me and asking me questions, so I thought, I'm just going to address it right here. So the first one is the Luminaire and Scan and Cut retreat. So that retreat is coming up in September, so next month. And what I'm going to show you there is how to use the My Connectivity feature to go back and forth between the Scan and Cut and the machine. We're just going to go back and forth and play with that. There's some really cool features that you can do with that My Connectivity. There's also a partial applique feature that's on the machine, and that's what I'm going to be teaching you. So if you have the Scan and Cut, and you have to have a certain model, so the models, I have to read it because these numbers, you need to have the 325 and the 330D. So it's the SDX, 325, and 330D. Those are the 2 Scan and Cut models that you will need for the Luminaire Scan and Cut retreat, because those are the ones that actually talk to each other. So that one's coming up pretty soon. I have about maybe 5 openings, I believe, maybe 4, I don't know. So not very many openings left in that one. And then I added another retreat, I think yesterday, and I've already had so many signups. I'm so excited. So that one is going to be the Solaris Scan and Cut retreat. So now the Solaris Scan and Cut retreat, because they're 2 different brands, right? You've got Baby Lock and Brother. They're not going to talk to each other wirelessly. So somebody said to me, somebody asked me, so you don't have, I thought you were going to give us a miracle and figure out how to connect wirelessly. No, I can't do that. However, I can certainly teach you workarounds, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to teach you workarounds on how to bring in different designs and how to use designs that are on the Scan and Cut on your Solaris. Okay, so that's one thing I'm going to do. So you cannot do it wirelessly. There's no My Connectivity feature. There's no partial applique. But I'm certainly going to teach you a lot of different options for using your Scan and Cut and using your Solaris. Because after all, I think majority of us use our Scan and Cut for applique maybe. I know I use it for applique, but I also love heat transfer vinyl and adhesive vinyl. And those are my 3 go-tos. But a lot of us, for applique, it would make it so much easier if the machine would just cut it for us, right? And so I'm going to do a lot of different techniques, and that's going to be for the Solaris and the Scan and Cut. And that retreat is in November. Now for that one, you don't need the latest Scan and Cut because they don't talk wirelessly anyways, right? So let me give you those models real quick. So for that retreat, it's of course the 325 and 330, which is the latest, or it's the 225 and 230. So even if you have the 225 and 230 SDX models, that retreat will work for you. So another option there. I hope that helps and answers the questions. Thank you guys so much for those of you who've already signed up. I'm super excited. Of course, when we're doing these retreats, we will be using my Design Center or IQ Designer. And so you'll learn a little bit about that as well. And so hopefully you guys will have fun. My retreats include all the fabric, all the material you need to do the projects. It includes a printed manual. It includes the live class, of course. Now, I do limit my classes to 20, and the reason being, even though online you can have as many as hundreds, right? But I want it to be more interactive, I don't want my classes to be where I can't see you, talk to you, and engage with you, so I do limit them to 20 per class. And that way we can talk. We don't have to worry about chatting using the chat box. You can actually real live talk to me and ask me questions. So that's one of the things. That's why I limit my classes. Somebody asked me about that as well. And then the recording. The recording is available for you to rewatch for 30 days. But I know life happens and something happens and you need to have access to the recording a little bit longer. You know, I'm really flexible. I'm very open. I'm very easygoing. So you just have to shoot me an email and we got you covered. Yes, Connie, thank you. Intimacy is a real plus. Yeah, it's fun. Otherwise, I'm just talking to a screen here and I don't see you guys. So all my classes, all my virtuals, I have you guys have your cameras on so I can see you. You can see me, I can see you, and we can mute and unmute. So when I'm actually giving the lesson, we're all muted. When you have a question, you just unmute and ask away. There's no formalities as you have to wait till a certain time or you have to raise your hand and chat first. No, just ask away. Let's see, Doris has a comment here. Let's see. Yes, so Doris made a comment here on IQ Designer, My Design Center. When I was changing the size of that fill that I'm doing today, I could have, at the very bottom, there's a little icon that has you going around multiple times or a single pass. I didn't uncheck that. I normally always just leave it at default, but yes, you can do that. And it would probably speed things up a bit too. But that's okay. It gives us a chance to chit chat, right? Let's go ahead and take a look and see how we're doing with that, and then I'll come back and chat some more with you guys. Oh, it's coming out really cute. Let me show it to you like this so you guys can see the threads. And see, it's avoiding the pumpkin completely. It's turning out really cute. Thanks, Marty. Yes, he did a really good job setting up my my studio. I rearranged it, I don't know, maybe a month and a half ago. Maybe now it's been 2 months, who knows, time flies. And so I like it a lot better. And now I'm able to, hopefully we have it worked out, and he's going to come here a couple of times until I really get familiar with the setup, is when we go live, because we're going to be starting to go live 4 days a week on the AAA Sewing and Fabrics Facebook page and or the app. So I'm able to do it where you can actually watch us on the app as well as on Facebook simultaneously. And so that's going to be really huge. And so that will start in September. And so Ran has helped me kind of figure all that out. Of course, I wrote notes, but I really should type my notes and keep them real handy, right? But he said he'll come and help me just to make sure that the process is smooth and until I feel really comfortable doing it myself. Yeah, the variegated thread is really pretty. I love this thread. Glow in the dark would be fun as well. Absolutely. I know, Marty, exactly. Give him some good food. So right now he's being a big brother to his big brother. The oldest one just went off to college yesterday, moving into an apartment. And so my younger son is going there to help him set up the computers and, you know, all that good stuff. Building whatever shelving they need to do, whatever they need to do. They're all setting it up. They didn't want my husband or myself there. So they were there. They've been there since yesterday. Then my younger one spent the night there. And then today, this afternoon, I'll go in there. Of course, Faison wants me to go and help him set up the kitchen. So I need to go clean the kitchen first. Can you imagine? That's my job today. Go clean that kitchen, set it all up for him. I'm going to go bring him some groceries, get him all situated. So I'll go there this afternoon and do that for him. So it'll be kind of fun. So I'm playing hooky from work this afternoon, my friends. definitely taking a long time. It's almost done. I think what I'll do though is it's got about still another 10 minutes. Maybe what I'll do is I'll stop the machine, bring it over to the table, you guys get a look at it, and then I'll just continue embroidering after class. Why waste your guys' time here? Hang on one second, I'm going to stop it. I'll cut the thread just to kind of show you what it looks like, because you guys get the idea. All right, so there it is. Isn't that cool? So it's just doing all the stippling. I always call it stippling. Oh my goodness, Salima, what's happening with me? All this little funky fill all around, and then it's just got a little bit more to do. It'll do all of this section. But look, I like the fact that the pumpkin itself is clear. So you could do it that way, or you could do the entire thing. So either way, but what a difference it makes, like this with a quilting or without the quilting, right? So it makes a difference. Hey Pam, welcome. So it's kind of cool. All right, so let me go ahead and change cameras real quick. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's quick little lesson on scanning and just doing your own, quilting. It's a lot easier to do it this way than to manually free motion quilt. I'm not a free motion person at all. So for me, this is the way to do it, right? And so it's really cool because now I can do a lot more of my projects. I think it makes a big difference on the end result when it's quilted. Now you notice I didn't put the backing fabric. So for example, let me just change it one more time, sorry. This sample here, the same thing. There's no quilting on the back. Okay, it's just on the front like this is, and there's nothing on the back. I'm going to make a recommendation though. If you're going to quilt, if you're going to have your back fabric and you have your top and you want to quilt both at the same time, you absolutely can do that. But what you're going to want to do in that case is you're going to want to turn off your scissors. Okay, you're going to want to turn off your scissors, and the reason being is if you don't, what's going to happen on the back side, it's going to have little knots where it cuts the thread and it knots and it jumps from the next section to the next section. So you're going to want to definitely turn off your scissors. That's what I do. And then I would also use thread. So like this is a really busy print, so I would probably use the same variegated thread here, and it would look really, really cool on the top and on the bottom. So but the key for that is definitely turning off that scissors. Another thing you can also do, depending on your machine, and you'd have to really look at your machine. So right now we have the embroidery bobbin case on our machine, right? Because when we're doing embroidery, the top is really beautiful, but the joint is on the back when we do embroidery. That's how the embroidery bobbin case tension works. The joint is on the back. But if you are doing quilting on the top and the back, and you want them to both be the same, you want the top to look the same as well as the bottom to look the same. It's almost like in sewing, right? When you're taking a straight stitch, you want the top to look the same and the back to look the same. Then what you want to do in that case is change your bobbin case to your sewing bobbin case. If you change your bobbin case to your sewing bobbin case, now your tensions are top and bottom are same. You're going to be even. And so you'll have pretty stitches on both sides rather than having the joint on the back side when you have the embroidery bobbin case. So I hope that makes sense. So two things you're going to do if you're going to quilt on the back side: you're going to change your bobbin case out, and you're going to turn off your thread cutter. Doris, yes, it is a placemat. I'll show you the panel in just a second here when I change cameras. I'll show it to you again. Thanks, Norma. I appreciate it. So I hope that answers that question about the quilting. But let me go ahead and show you the panel. It is a 4 placemat panel. So here are 2 of the placemats, and then here are 2 more. And you'll notice there is a border piece here, so you can use this for something else completely as well. All right. Marty, come on in. Except for today. I'm not here today. Anytime but today. I'm playing hooky this afternoon. I'm going to go do some cleaning. Actually, I'd rather be here than clean a fridge, but okay. And the kitchen and all that stuff. So anyway, but that's it. So I'm going to go to the grocery store, grab some groceries for them, and head on over and do some cleaning. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed today. Thank you so much for watching. It was great to see all of you. Had a good turnout today, which is always fun. I just want to let you know that starting April, did I just say April? Starting September. Oh my gosh, where's my coffee? Where is my coffee? Okay, starting September, so for you guys, it's going to be September 6th. Friday, September 6th. This class, these free classes are going to be still every other Friday. We're still doing it the same, but we are moving it to 4 p.m. Pacific. So I apologize. I know I keep going back and forth with my timings, but what I'm doing is in the store, so AAA Sewing and Fabric, we're going live 4 days a week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Tuesday will be Technique Tuesday, where we'll feature sewing techniques, sewing projects. We'll do some sewing construction. We'll do demos. We'll do serging. We'll do any technique that we come across that we think you guys would enjoy. That's going to be on Tuesday. Wednesday is going to be our fabric sale, where we'll show fabric and notions, and we'll have a sale on those items. Thursday is going to be embroidery. So Thursday is anything embroidery. I've got some candle mats that I've seen that are really cute, and I'm debating whether to do the Kimberbell, that ladder quilt potions, and I don't know what it's called, something. Do I do it on that Thursday, or do I do other stuff on Thursday and do that a different day? I'm just humming and hawing over that. But Thursday is anything embroidery, so you know that's like close to my heart. I love that. And then Friday, every other Friday. So one Friday will be scan and cut techniques, and one Friday will be IQ or My Design Center. But everything will be at 4 p.m. Pacific. The store closes at 4 p.m. So if we are super busy out there and we're running a few minutes late, we will definitely post and let you know we're running 5-10 minutes late. But ideally we're going to try to start exactly at 4. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed today. I hope you guys join us in September the entire week. We'd love to see you guys every day. In September, you can actually watch us a couple of ways. So when you're doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the first 3 days, you can watch us on our app. We have an app, so you go to the App Store or the Android Google Play, and it's AAA Sewing and Fabric. So you can just download the app there, and you can watch us there. Or you can watch us on the AAA Sewing and Fabrics Facebook page. Either way. On Friday, you will have to join the private group if you're going to watch it on Facebook. Okay? Thanks, Susan. I appreciate it. Hopefully you take one of my classes. I do live classes as well. So those of you who are interested, please go to my website. I have a lot going on right now. Thanks, Deborah. I have a lot of classes going on. I have a monthly club that I'm starting in October. Meets the first Sunday of the month, where we do cute little projects. We're doing an In the Hoop gift card holder. We are doing, that's the first project. The second project is, I have it right here. The second project is a trinket tray made out of vinyl. Then the third project is those rope, like rope bowls that people are making, but I'm going to create it in IQ or My Design Center. We're going to do, you can either do a mug, I'm either debating between a mug rug, or somebody suggested a trivet would be kind of cute, cool as well. So anyway, so that's the third project. So anyway, so there's a lot of fun techniques in that. That's also a live class via Zoom. And then of course I've got my 2 retreats coming up in the fall. So there's a lot going on. Hopefully you guys can join me in one of my classes or tell your friends. I'd love to have you guys. The more the merrier, right? All right, let's see if there's any other questions. Oh, Susan, you are signed up. Yay, thank you. Sorry about that. I don't remember who's signed up. I just know that I've gotten a lot of interest. So I'm super excited. It pumps me up. Oh, can't do Sundays. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll have to, maybe I'll do a different day down the road. I try to do a weekend day and a weekday day, but my weekend, Saturdays I work here in the store, so Saturdays are really hard for me. So I thought I would do Sunday. Let's see, anybody else have any questions? Looks like no questions, okay? All right then, my friends, you guys take care. It was really good seeing you guys, and we shall talk to you guys soon. All right? Bye, guys.